LoreWarrior Armour. Bulldog Medium Tank. Overview. Bulldog Enterprises, manufacturers of this medium tank, is a successful manufacturer of non-military vehicles. In producing the Bulldog, the firm were attempting to expand into new markets. The Bulldog didn't cause much of a stir when it first became available, as there were already so many medium-class vehicles on the market. Although the tank mounts formidable weaponry, it doesn't necessarily outperform any other vehicle, and so has been only marginally successful commercially. Capabilities. The Bulldog is considered a standard tank design. Mounting only one heavy weapon and a few secondary weapons, it's a jack of all trades rather than a specialist at any certain specific mission. Bulldog Enterprises developed the tank's large laser to lower their production costs by not having to purchase equipment from other companies. The laser is a fairly typical design, using a powerful energy capacitor to release the energy held in a krypton gas container. Other systems were tested, but the gas laser was most effective. Bulldog didn't have time or money to also design the short-range missile racks, and so they made a deal with Hovertech, who provided Bulldog with their plans to produce the missile system. The Hovertech Quad SRM system is also used on many other vehicles, as well as a few mechs. The Bulldog Minigun is a small machine gun mounted on the bow of the tank. Like most miniguns, it sacrifices a heavier caliber for a high rate of fire. The driver is in control of the minigun. Combat history. On a battle for the planet Rio, House Davian sent a battalion of Bulldogs to stop an invading Lao force. The commanders knew little about the Lao force except for its position. When the Bulldog unit arrived, they met a nasty surprise. The unit had stumbled into an assembly area containing over 3 battalions of vehicles and infantry. After the Bulldog commander relayed the information to his superiors, he received a hastily devised plan to delay the Lao army until reinforcements could arrive. The Bulldog's commander immediately put the plan into action. Ordering his unit into a line behind cover, he targeted what appeared to be the command center of the invading horde. All 36 large lasers fired at once, almost vaporizing the command post. The Davian commanders knew that this wouldn't stop the Lao forces, but only delay them. After a few moments of stunned silence, the Lao long-range missile units began to fire blindly at the Davian battle line, while small, fast vehicles made their way out of the camp to search for their unseen attackers. The Bulldog unit immediately pulled out and headed toward a nearby mountain range. There were several small engagements on the way to the range whenever the Lao scout vehicles or medium hover tanks discovered and overtook the unit. These light units were no match for either the tank's large lasers or its 2 medium missile racks. The Lao vehicles all managed to send radio messages to their fellow vehicles before being destroyed, which resulted in Lao forces eventually cornering the Davian unit in a rocky box canyon. Although the whole Lao force hadn't followed the Davian unit, there were enough medium and heavy vehicles to ensure that the Bulldogs wouldn't leave the box canyon alive. The Bulldog unit pulled back into as many defensive positions as rocks would allow, and fired at anything that entered the canyon. Many vehicles were destroyed in Davian laser and missile crossfires, but ammunition shortages and attrition eventually caught up with the Davian unit. All 36 tanks and crew were destroyed. Davian reinforcements eventually arrived to drive off the Lao troops, but not soon enough to save the brave crew. A marker was erected at the site where the last Bulldog was destroyed, and each crewman was posthumously promoted 2 ranks. Variants. Many Bulldog units need to have different types of firepower available to them, especially in long range. In such cases, 2 AC-2 and 135 rounds of ammo, or an LRM-20 with 18 rounds of ammo, are the usual replacements for the large laser, its power amplifier, and the heat sinks. Notable vehicles and crew. Spot. Spot is the name of the Bulldog owned by Curitan General Franz Hamlin. The tank is a veteran of over 200 engagements, and is yet to be seriously damaged in a battle. Major Cameron Burke. Major Burke is the commander of the Davian Bulldog unit that performed so admirably against the Lao army on Rio. Major Burke's family is distantly related to Davian royalty. Yeah, the Bulldog, fairly common, again, mech, technically a heavy, sorry, it said mech, tank. I'm very tired at the moment, sorry about that, everybody. It's a fairly common mech, for fuck's sake, said it again, Jesus. This is what happens when you go to bed regularly at about 4 and get up at about 9. for a week and a half in a row, it really messes with your head. Let's try this again. It's a fairly common tank. There we go, brain. It's a fairly common tank in the Inner Sphere, the Bulldog. It's probably the bane of some people's existence in games like HBS Battletech, and it's a very common thing to wheel out as an opponent on the tabletop. I mean, I do like to throw in the odd Bulldog because it's not too deadly that it's going to kill a player straight off, but it's also something that players don't necessarily want to go running headlong into. As it says, it's a large laser, a Bulldog. It's just called the Bulldog Laser. It's 2 Hovertech quad missile systems, so a twin SRM-4 and its Bulldog Minigun. It's a tracked vehicle at 60 ton with a Bulldog 240 power plant, moving at 43 cruise and 65 flank speed, manufactured by Bulldog Enterprise. Communications is the Xilex 2000, as is the targeting and tracking system. In reality, what that translates to is 4 cruise and 6 flank speed in hexes. It, again, uses an ICE engine. It has 24 armor on the front and 20 around the sides, back, and turret, which means it, again, is not a particularly easy unit to very quickly burn through, especially with the way damage will spread. Obviously, motive checks are a big problem for vehicles. They can get disabled quite quickly by motive checks more than actually penetrating the armor more often than not. And, with the firepower, you probably want to do that earlier rather than, later. So they are like a lance of these things, 4 large lasers, and again, with the way tank rules work, no overheats is very deadly. I mean, every round you do not want, 32 points of damage hitting any one mech at any one time. Even assault mechs don't want to get hit by that much damage, even if it does spread per turn. So engaging Bulldogs is a case of either getting up close quickly and dumping all of your firepower into it, or it's a case of engaging it at long range, so, heavier weaponry like LRMs and stuff, to try and wear it down first, or just hope that the crew miss. Obviously, moving quick enough, it always helps, but yeah, I do like that. I always like to use the Bulldog as a good antagonist unit. Pirates using them, or opposing mercs, or just house militia troops, that kind of thing. So they're useful for that. So they're pretty fun. But yeah, I probably should sleep, so I might do that. I'm recording this at about 20 past 11 in the morning on a Monday, and yeah. I really feel bad. I should go lie down. So, thanks for listening, everybody. Have a good week, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.